Hi. Hi, welcome to Spotlight on Bennington. I'm John Shanahan, the director of the Better Bennington Corporation. And we have a special show this month because, as you know, we like to bring you to places that you probably haven't seen yet. Well, we're at one spot we know you haven't seen yet. It's a follow-up story to what was in the banner a few months ago about a project that was being completed here in Bennington at the One World Conservation Center on the south end of Bennington. And I'm here with two folks who are in charge of this project, and I'm going to start off by having them introduce themselves, and then we'll tell you what we're talking about, who these folks are, where they came from, and what's next. But if you would, thanks for joining us today. Would you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Brett Parmenter. I am a crew leader at the Vermont Youth Conservation Corps, and I've been living in Vermont for about 6 months.
Lucky you. Lucky us to have you here.
I'm Kenny Hummel, and I'm a crew leader as well for the Vermont Youth Conservation Corps. And I most recently came from Asheville, North Carolina, and I've been here since April.
Now, Brett, you were saying you're both from Asheville, North Carolina, right?
Most recently.
Most recently. You told me earlier you were from California originally.
Yes.
What brought you to the West Coast or East Coast?
Just a new change of pace. See how things happen up here. I was really interested in just moving to Vermont, and the opportunity to work for the VYCC presented itself, and I was really excited to learn about the states. So,
Great.
come on up.
Now, while we're on the VYCC, what does that stand for, and can you tell me a little bit about it?
The Vermont Youth Conservation Corps. Vermont Youth Conservation Corps runs about 20 crews all over the state of Vermont. Throughout the summer, it's primarily young adults between the ages of 16 and 24. And all of the projects are based on conservation ideals, trying to help out the world around us.
Is it through the Department of Agriculture?
The VYCC is a nonprofit,
Okay.
but it receives funding from a variety of different sources, including government and private funding.
All right. And you were telling me also before we went on camera, you have a crew of about 8 people.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We are all crew leaders. In the summer, we lead our own crews full of local youth, but right now in the fall, it's kind of a conglomeration of all the crew leaders stuck together, working on separate projects for about 6 weeks in the fall.
And you're all together working on this one project, which we
Yes.
haven't even told you what it is yet. But the good news is, when it came time for the VYCC to work in Bennington, we got the crew of crew leaders. So you're all the pros. How long have you been on VYCC? Just the same amount of time?
Yeah, I started in April of 2013, and we started on a spring crew. And it was another crew of leaders that started out in kind of like our training.
Mhm.
And then we moved
What town was that?
We started in Richmond, working on some projects there, and we moved down to,
All over Vermont.
Okay.
yeah,
And then you split up after that first time together. Then you all split up, have your own
and
crews?
then they pair off in leaders of 2, so we co-lead a group of youth from 7 weeks over the summer, so from June until August. And that's a more intensive time when you're kind of training youth and introducing them to environmental projects.
Mhm.
And again, working with about 20 crews all over the state of Vermont. And this year they piloted a group in North Carolina as well.
What were some of the projects you worked on this summer?
We were a wetland or a Irene mitigation group, so we were there to clean up in towns like Rutland and Brattleboro, and we were replanting the watersheds and picking up trash out of stream beds and rivers.
Plenty of work around here then after
It was
that
a lot.
storm. So were you working on similar projects? Were you
Yeah.
guys working together all
We
summer?
worked together. We were a co-leading team.
You were the team.
Yep.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about the project here. Tell us where we are in relationship to, let's say, Route 7, the main road that we came off of. Give people an idea where we are.
So I think you mentioned earlier we're just south of Bennington, and we're right across the street from the One World Conservation Center. And this is one of their efforts to get people out into the wetland and kind of expose them to this area. And it allows school groups to come out here and get a really good view of the wetland and the area around them. So we built this boardwalk so you can literally be on the wetland without, causing too much damage to the area.
Yeah, it's nice. I was walking through and I was asking you guys what you know about the wetland, and you said
This
Nothing.
This specific wetland, I haven't, this is the first time I've worked here, but wetlands are pretty fragile environments, so we used a lot of building techniques to make this as non-intrusive as possible. We used a diamond pier system as the foundation, which is a removable system to create the foundation blocks to build up on the wetlands. So technically, if someone wanted to come in here with a couple screw guns, they could remove all of this and there wouldn't be a whole lot of impact.
You didn't say that, okay.
It wouldn't be a whole lot of impact on the wetland. It lifts the foot traffic out of the sensitive habitat and kind of creates a way for people to see the wetland area and observe all the birds and all the neat species that live here without ruining the habitat.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to walk all the trails?
Not all of them.
Not entirely. We've been pretty focused on finishing the boardwalk within 2 weeks.
So that was your window here, 2 weeks.
Yep.
You built all of this. Nice job. How long is it? Tell me some more about the work that you did.
75 feet long. Comes off of the Wetland Outlook Trail. If you're hiking down and you want to come see it, take a left onto the Wetland Outlook Trail. You come down. It's 75 feet. We have an observation platform at the end, which is a wider area. Great for kids to come out and just check out what's going on, go bird watching.
It's really nice, and if you haven't been down to the Conservation Center yet, even though this is a quarter of a mile in from the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too far at all.
No, the trails are really nicely maintained. They're flat, they're mowed real low, and there was a sign, we were talking about caution for ticks, but the grass here is shorter than it is my front lawn, so I can't imagine it's been a big problem for you guys, has it?
No, we haven't had any problems with ticks here.
Oh, good. Good to hear. You've been camping out when it was 32 degrees, 34 degrees.
Yes.
Sorry about that, but well, thank you guys very much. Before we go, the VYCC and how you guys became associated with them, could you tell us a little bit about the history of it? And if there's somebody out there who is interested in the work you do, or maybe having their kids sign up, or themselves, can you tell them what to do, what it's all about?
Sure, the VYCC kind of came about after the Civilian Conservation Course. Not the VYCC, but the Youth Conservation Course in general came about after the CCC. And it's focused on youth that want to get exposed to conservation and environmental issues. So they can sign up here at the VYCC, and Brett can tell you about that process.
The VYCC hires youth from all over Vermont. We have different types of programs, some that are based in specific communities where you live at home, but the majority of our crews are roving, so you live with a crew and eat with a crew and do work. It's paid. The crew members are not volunteers, and if you're interested in joining the VYCC, you can find more information on our website, vycc.org. And there's applications. Applications will be coming around soon. VYCC hires early for the summer projects, so you can find that information online.
Now, that's how you could sign up for a VYCC project.
Yes.
Does VYCC also hook you up for projects across the country with other organizations?
No, VYCC only works within the state of Vermont.
Now, but you guys said you've been around the country doing jobs.
Yes.
So you could, let's say I'm interested in doing this type of work, but I'd like to go out to Wyoming. How does that happen?
There's many other conservation association sort of programs. If you Google YCC, you'll find almost every state has a youth conservation corps.
So they're the ones you want to go to for projects all over the country.
Yes.
There's actually a Hawaii Youth Conservation Course, so you're able to look into other organizations like Hawaii. If you want to work in the islands, they do youth conservation there as well. And typically it's a paid position that provides housing and food for you when you go to those areas, depending on the corps.
Nobody told me about that before I hit 50. So you could get paid like minimum wage, rooms, meals, time in Hawaii to do work with other ecologically minded people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you want to do that? All right, well, thank you very much for your time, and appreciate all the work you did here. And you're heading out, you're done now on the job, right?
Yep.
The bridge is complete.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So what's up next?
We are heading back to the Richmond area to do some work around Burlington and Richmond for the next week, and then our 6-month appointment's over. We have the winter off.
And are you going to remain Vermonters?
I'm going to Guatemala.
For another project or just time off?
Time off, hang out with friends in the Peace Corps.
Oh, good for you guys.
It's the beauty of seasonal employment.
Yeah.
You can travel afterwards.
And are you back with VYCC next year or YCC?
Possibly.
Possibly. No plans yet?
They haven't really hired for next season yet, so.
So you have from now until about February to decide what you want to do?
Yes.
Oh, good for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us. Good luck in the
Thank you. It was a
future.
pleasure.
You bet. You did a beautiful
Thank you.
job here, and we really appreciate it. And can't wait until all of you come out and see the work that these two and their crew of 6 others did for us here in Bennington. If you haven't been to the One World Conservation Center, go out of your way to make it a trip. The trails out here are beautiful. It's as you're heading down 7 South toward Pownell, and we're in the Norman Greenberg Preserve, who is, as everyone knows, a great loss to our community in the last few days. This property is absolutely beautiful, and it's worth your time to come out here and check it out. Thanks again, you guys. Good luck.
Enjoy your hike.
Thanks. I hope you enjoyed that segment. Alicia and I had a good time coming down here to film it because this place is really beautiful, and I blame myself, I don't get here enough either, and it's been nice being able to walk the trails and see how well they're maintained. And then to especially meet some young folks who do some great work like they do. Remember, it's Vermont Youth Conservation Corps if you're interested in joining those projects or passing that information on to somebody else. Before we close the show, we're going to go talk to you a little bit about some of the upcoming events in Bennington. And we got coming up real soon is the Oktoberfest, which the Chamber and the Bennington Lions Club host. This year, that is moving from the Park McCullough House out to Colgate Park. Beautiful facility. That's another place. If you haven't seen that, it's time to get out there. That's on October 4th, 5th, and 6th. And I'm going to stumble on dates here because I don't have anything in front of me. And that's just to start off the fall season. As you know, there's bazaars and church suppers all over the area. We're coming into our season, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful one. Also, on October 4th, which is a Friday night, we have our final first Friday of the summer. We've had 5 of them so far, and this one's going to be our best. Going out in big style because this one is going to be hosted by students from all of our area colleges. We met with them a couple of weeks ago, and we have students from Bennington College are going to be hosting all the entertainment downtown on October 4th, Friday, between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. CCV is hosting a booth on green living and recycling, and that'll be on School Street. Vermont Technical College, which is one of our newer colleges at 210 South Street, is hosting a booth on healthcare. As you know, it's a nursing school, so their tent will be showing us using ultraviolet lights about what's really on our hands and what it takes to really get it off. It's an interesting booth. I've already seen what it's going to look like. And then the other colleges are providing talent to the event through Bennington College. So I'd like to put out a special thanks to all those students for hosting this first-time event where all the college students are putting on an event downtown. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Part of that event, as it's been ongoing throughout the summer, is a lot of our stores stay open late. Old Castle Theater has an opening that night, and it's Sherlock Holmes. That's at 7 o'clock. So give Old Castle Theater a call to get some tickets. So you can come down, listen to some music, stroll the streets, get some free popcorn at Evans News, and then head on over for a movie at Old Castle Theater. We also have, to round up the season for the summer music series at the town office lawn, Mo Rancourt Sextet. He and his group, if you remember, played last year's Cruisin'. They are phenomenal, really knock your socks off. That's the last outdoor concert of the year. It's Mo Rancourt Sextet. That's from 6 to 8 p.m. on the lawn of the town office. The BBC brings that to you for free, so just bring a lawn chair, come on, join us on the lawn. It's going to be a big crowd, so get there early, because it's a great group. We also have the Second Chance Animal Shelter, which has been hosting a street chalk art contest on School Street. We close off School Street. Bring your kids down and let them be part of a giant mural that they paint on School Street on the first Fridays. The Bennington Museum is open that evening. It's pay what you will, which means that as you come in, there's no set fee. You just pay what you want to pay when you go in the door. There's free coffee in the gift shop. And if you haven't seen the 2 new galleries yet, that's the best time to do it. Get up there and see it. They have a great exhibit going on up there. And that's just a few of the events. There's a lot more still going on that evening. So please join us on October 4th between 5 and 8 for the last first Friday of the year. Then we're really starting to wind down the season on October 26th with Fallapalooza. Fallapalooza, as you know, is the end of the year Mayfest. It takes place on the Saturday before Halloween. So the big event during that is the store-to-store trick-or-treat. Last year we had almost 1,000 children join us, and of course it was a day just like today. It was absolutely beautiful. But if the weather holds out, we're expecting big crowds for that. There'll be live entertainment, the farmers market will be joining us on School Street. That's the last outdoor farmers market of the year too. We have Dave Lively from Lively's Livery giving wagon rides up and down Main Street, so it's a fun way to see downtown. As you know, we only close the streets downtown twice a year, so this is the last time in the season to ride up and down Main Street on a wagon. All sorts of events. We have food vendors, gift vendors, since it's the beginning of the holiday season. So remember, October 26th, it's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Downtown. You can go to our website, betterbennington.com, for more information, or you can call us at 442-5758. And it's going to be a busy day on the 26th because as Fallapalooza goes from 11 to 4, a couple hours later, the Bennington Chamber of Commerce wraps up the Catamount Crawl in Bennington. All those beautiful cats that have been gracing our streets for this whole season are going to auction on the evening of the 26th at the Bennington Center for the Arts. If you'd like information on how to be part of the Catamount Gala or information on how to get one of those cats at the auction, call the Chamber of Commerce at 447-3311. Final event, and this really is the final event of the year, is Hometown Holiday. And that's how Bennington celebrates the Saturday after Black Friday, the real beginning of the season. To get ready for it, again, I'm turning to the college students in town. For all of you that remember that beautiful light display at Fountain Park last year, the holiday display this year again will be completed by Bennington College students and students from other colleges chipping in this year too, because we're expanding that display and doing an additional one at Merchants Park, behind where Merchants Bank currently is right now. The town's helping us bring in some trees, and the college students are going to decorate them all up and make that park look as good as they made Fountain Park last year. So that's getting us ready for the holiday season, and then Hometown Holiday is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's when all the specials will be kicked off in all the local stores. We'll have carolers downtown, and Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus will be joining us at the Downtown Welcome Center on the corner of South Street and Elm Street between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Put that on the calendars, bring your kids down. The Bennington Fire Department will deliver Santa for us at 12 o'clock. It doesn't cost anything. Santa will be there. You can take pictures with your kids on his lap in front of the beautiful fireplace at the BBC. And Santa has a little treat for your kids too. That's it. I mean, that's a lot going on in addition to what I just told you, but those are the biggies from now until the end of the year. We hope that you are part of all of them. When you join us for those events, you support all the local organizations who make everything happen in Bennington. So please, get out of your house, get downtown, and join us for everything that's going on. While you're down there, visit a couple new shops. The Owl's Nest on West Main Street, phenomenal store. I know you've all seen it. She has done a great job with merchandising. Her stuff is all over the sidewalk, playing music. She does beautiful reupholstering. And get in there, say hi to Jean, and check out her shop. It's great. And wander down to East Main Street to Nurse RX. Nurse RX is a uniform shop for those in the healthcare field. Lisa Whitten joined Main Street, I'd say about 3 weeks ago now. Make sure you stop down there, stop in, say hi, and check out what she has, especially with the holiday season coming up. You don't have to be a medical professional because she has stuff in there that are gifts for your healthcare providers, your family members who are in the healthcare field. Stop in, some really unique gifts, and she really knows her market. She is an RN. And by the time this show airs next week, right next door to Nova May Cafe is Bringing You Vermont. Ryan's joining us on Main Street for a specialty shop. Everything in that store will be made in Vermont. Small furnishings, lots of gifts for the holiday season, really quality stuff. Food products and specialty items galore. Everything you can imagine is going to be carrying in that shop. And as he reopens the door, we're welcoming Kim Post back from her vacation. She'll be opening up Nova May Cafe. So within a couple of weeks, all these things are going to be up and running, and we'll be ready for a long and very successful autumn and holiday season. One more time, on behalf of Alicia Romack from Legacy Images in Vermont, and from me and everybody at the BBC, I'd like to thank you for joining us for Spotlight in Bennington. Please give us a call at 442-5758 if you have an idea for this show, or if you would like us to come out to your property, your event, your organization, and cover it. We started leaving downtown, just downtown, about a year ago, and so far we've got to hit lots of cool spots like this one. And when I see you on the street, when we call the office, I know you appreciate getting to see a lot of places you wouldn't normally think. So thanks again for joining us. We'll be back in October with a special edition as we're starting to get ready for our virtual holiday tour where we'll take you through all the shops on Main Street before the shopping season begins. Thanks again, folks, and see you next month. Hi,